What is going on, Mr. Brendan?
Been a minute. Been a minute. We have failed all of our viewers. Apologies for that, everyone. But
But like the World Cup started.
yeah, and we are
We have
behind,
bigger
so we just got to get right into it.
holy like no draft. We just
Just
need to get into this.
right World Cup, right into. I can't speak already, but that's fine. Let's do it.
We've been up since 5 a.m. Like
Yeah, I mean,
truthfully, like we
today's the
have
first day I slept a little bit in since the game started at 10 this morning. But otherwise, than that, it's just been
which was nice. It
yeah
was nice.
harder with
But
work. But I won't lie, my work production has declined rapidly the past few weeks. But I'm okay with that.
I don't do anything until after 4. Like
Yeah,
that's
pretty
just
much.
what it's become.
Pretty much, yeah. But then I'm like, oh, time to go home. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's. Where do you want to start? Like, we're gonna get to U.S. and that's gonna be a big deal. But I feel like maybe we start with the little host nation that has made some history for something that they did not want to make history on, probably because oof,
They suck. They suck.
Qatar is bad. First team ever as a host nation to lose the opening game, and first host nation ever to lose all 3 games in a group stage.
You
Oof.
know, wow. Wow. Just
Did I expect them making it through the group? No. I'll be honest. I didn't expect it, but I thought they would win at least once, like it being their country. But
for sure. And maybe just hitting. Let's hit Group A.
yeah, it's just
Qatar, the biggest disappointment. Senegal was the biggest surprise.
100%. I honestly thought
Holy
Ecuador was going to make it through that group, especially how they looked after playing Qatar. They looked not amazing, but like they looked good enough where I was like, okay, they have a chance.
Valencia was just balling,
Yeah.
but then
Um,
they just don't have the firepower. And a good, solid team like Senegal is going to
that
be
was a good game
advantage.
today as well. Like good game, 2-1 final score. Netherlands, I saw going through. That one doesn't surprise me. I didn't know if they were going to take the top spot though, because I mean, looking back at it, they should have had the top spot. I feel like
Yeah.
that group kind of played out how it should, besides Senegal beating Ecuador today. But at the same time, it's the World Cup. Who knows what's going to happen when you play somebody one day?
Oh my gosh.
Am I scared of Netherlands? I don't think so though, because we're going to get into U.S. at this point. If we're just going group to group,
Let's just go. Let's go B because I
so
feel like it's just necessary. And maybe this is a hot take. I was disappointed in the U.S. I'm not gonna lie. Wales, they should have. I have been very disappointed in the U.S.
I'm disappointed, but also not disappointed. Against Wales, we should have had that easy 3 points. Walker Zimmerman, you did not need a foul there.
Yeah,
You get his Gareth Bale, and you're like, if the man turns, he's scoring. But at the same time, like, you just gave him the easiest goal of his life. With the
yeah.
power he has on the PK, that's still like, I'm happy it was a draw at least, but like, we could have won that game. And so I was disappointed in that. But then how he played England, like that game, we could have won that game.
It was too passive.
Yeah.
Way too passive.
But also, England right now is considered like top 5 team in the world for World Cup right now. And so to put a draw on them with what they did to Iran and to Wales today, like that's good because you didn't just like get a draw with them pressing. Like you had more shots. You had the game. You controlled the game, and you just couldn't quite finish it. But you did what you had to do today. It got a little dicey towards the end.
Oh my god.
The PK that they really wanted in the 99th minute, I knew there was going to be so much stoppage time. That was the problem. I was like, there's going to be at least 7, 8 minutes, and it said 9. And I was like, oh, the stress
And I
is
think
coming.
that's been the story of the World Cup too, is because it's in Qatar and it's like 100 degrees right now. Like these players are actually gassed after
Yeah,
90.
like it's in the
Like it's
winter, and
very
it's
interesting to see what happens when it gets into overtime and they have to play
yeah,
an extra 30 minutes plus maybe even penalties. Like who has the fitness? Like I think
yeah.
this is the bigger thing that we need to be looking
Because
at.
even with it being in the winter, like it's still like you said, like not quite 100, but with like it feels like that, especially on the field. Like there's still heat. Like it's not cold there. Like if this was during the summer, you'd have to have a 46-man roster basically and sub people at half because you'd pass out.
And that's why they opened it up for 5 subs, is because
Yeah,
like they're just like
which I
they
do
built the
like.
stadiums with AC.
Yeah, but I mean, shout out to the U.S. because they did what they had to do today. Pulisic goes down. He says he's going to be ready for Saturday, which I'm excited for. Playing Netherlands. Both teams have looked shaky at times, and Also, I gotta give props. Iran is not a bad team.
They are not.
They're not a bad team. They definitely could have won that game. Like they had their chances, but US, I mean, we turtled in the second half, and that's when the pressure comes on, like the last 15 minutes when you're turtling. It's just it is what it is. It's stressful, but you did what you had to do. I think that's a big win for them. If Pulisic can't play, I'm worried. But if he can play, I think we're fine. I feel like that
Mm.
game it might go to extra, but I think we should take the dub. Of course, a little bias.
Can I be honest though?
Oh,
Like
please. This podcast is honest.
Virgil van Dijk.
That's the scary part.
So this is my concern with the way the US has been performing. Their inability to be clear and concise in front of goal at the end. Like you're right in front of goal. Like someone needs to be clear and concise.
You are correct. And I think today, though, they showed more of that today. Like they had more shots. Like I want to say in the first half, they had like 7 or 8, maybe like 6, but they had 3 on target, like 4. Like they were putting shots like on target today, which was more than what they had done the past 2 games. And it wasn't just
Right.
one person.
If they netted 3 of them, I would be telling you right now USA wins 100%.
Oh, easy. And it could have been
You know?
it could have been 2-0 before half. That offsides was by a pinky. I mean, he was so close. And I like the live VAR technology because it makes it where like, okay, there's no but at the same time, it's causing these games to have those 7, 8, 9 minutes of stoppage time because it's like that plus injuries and stuff. And given today's game specifically had a ton of injury, like second half as well. It's nice, but at the same time, like I don't like the fact that like this has been the trend, at least for VAR. If the ref goes to the TV, like in PK situations, it's coming back as a PK no matter what.
Mm.
And that's like, who was it yesterday? Not yesterday, 2 days ago when Portugal played and they had like, it's like, I don't know, in stoppage time.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes, his goal.
The handball one that they called I don't know if you were listening to the same like people talking as I was, depending on how you're listening. But like whoever's talking, he was like, I don't agree. It's gonna be a PK because he's going to VAR. But because he was falling down and using his hand as support, which is what you're taught to do, and that's like, if this was a normal match, it's not a PK. But because of how they've like gone with VAR this like World Cup, and if you go there, you pretty much have to give the PK, is what it seems. They gave it. Like, yes, it was he did stop the goal. Like it was probably going in, but at the same time, like how else are you supposed to go down? It's one of those things. It's like, I mean, it didn't matter. Portugal was going to win that game, but it's just like that's what I'm talking about. Like there are problems. I feel like when it comes to the VAR a bit, but there always will be.
And I think my biggest like problem with it is the fact that what it feels like, and maybe I'm just watching into the games too much, and you have a different opinion, that the referees are relying on it, so they let things play out, but like they're obvious, right? Like
A little bit. There is a little bit. Like I think for the most part, no, but the same like in the US Iran game today, like at the very end, what the 99th minute when the Iran forward went down and they still almost scored because he nutmegged the US keeper. Like they were calling for PK, but like if you look at that replay, that man was going down and there wasn't contact when he started going down. Like it was not a PK. But I was like, if he goes to the monitor, they're gonna give it to him. And he was like, no, play on. Like he was like, I'm not going back, and which I respect him because being a US fan, I was like, oh God, we're about to draw. Like I was like, this moment we're drawing. But at the same time, like it wasn't a PK, and I'm really happy they did not reward a PK. I really can't speak tonight.
But like I think it's on like the offsides. Like what I've noticed is they let the players run 30, 40 yards, they almost get injured, but then they say like it was clearly offsides. Like the Ghana game, that was the right call because I like the way they show like the
Argentina game though against Saudi was not the right call. Messi was on sides. They just looked at the wrong player, which I think they've after that debacle, I think they have fixed that. They're like, okay, let's make sure we look at everyone. But I mean, these offsides, like when you're looking at, some of those players are barely, but this is what the technology gives us. And it's giving them the right call 99% of the time. If you actually look at the whole
that's
field.
What I want.
It's what I want.
All I could ask for. kind of looking at the other game because we only know 2 games for sure at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, England versus Senegal. I think this is very interesting. Like Senegal is kind of the Cinderella story.
Yeah, England has looked good in 2 matches, and then 1 match they did not.
Right.
And I feel like Senegal can play the way the US played against them. So I feel like this game could be a lot closer than people think. I think it either ends like 1-1 and goes deep into extra time or PKs, or England just comes out and blows them out. I don't really see like a close match otherwise.
In
Like,
between.
yeah, I don't see like a 2-1 England win. It's either going PKs. I could be wrong, of course, but I feel like it's
Yeah.
either going extra time, PKs, one of the two, or England wins like 3-0. And maybe 3-1 with like a Senegal. It just depends how Senegal plays. I think like
Yeah.
this game fully relies on them. Like Netherlands versus US, I think US can win, but it could be either game. Like it's gonna be back and forth. But England versus Senegal, England should be favored. Like they should be. They won the group
100%.
and they are a much better team. But the way Senegal's playing, it's like you just don't really know what's gonna happen because
For sure.
either England's gonna shoot a bunch, or if they played the US, it's just gonna be kind of like what's happening. Like so
This isn't looking like England.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to both. I know US plays Netherlands 10 a.m. on Saturday, which is great because I'll get to watch that, and then I'll get to watch Georgia play in the SEC championship. Great day for sports. But back to World Cup because there's so much more.
Back to Group C, dude.
Let's talk about it. Let's go. None of these groups have finished besides those 2 groups we've talked about. So this is still Group C and D. Tomorrow we'll play, and we'll know for sure who makes it in. We know one of Group D is already in, but Group C is completely up in the air.
Yeah.
Right now, if I were just to tell you that Argentina had to beat Poland or tie Poland and have Mexico beat Saudi with less than 2 goals to make it through, would you believe me?
No.
Because that's what it is. Like, if Saudi wins and Argentina doesn't win, they're out. Do I see that happening? I don't know. I don't know because Saudi looked really they didn't look really good against Argentina, but they looked good enough where I was like, okay, this is a shocker.
They can make some noise.
Mexico looked really bad against Argentina, but at the same time, Mexico is very talented and they're playing for their lives. Like they have to win, and then they have to hope Poland wins and that they win by 2-0 at least.
Yeah.
Which
like there's so many groups like this where it's just like literally everyone's in it. Like USA today everyone was in it.
Yeah.
Like there was situations if Iran won, if there was that's why US was just a desperate team.
If you were to pick who goes from Group C, who wins the group and who plays second?
I think it's going to be Argentina, Mexico in that order. Because right now it's going to be Argentina, Poland, and then Saudi, Mexico. Those are the teams that are playing.
So you're having Mexico winning by like 3 goals then?
Well,
and Poland losing by 2, because they have to even if Mexico wins, if they don't win by like 3, the goal differential still is in Poland's favor.
And I think what it is like, I think Saudi Arabia had their fun, and then they beat Argentina. They literally shut down the country. Argentina had the wake-up call. For the love of God, Messi scored from nowhere.
Yeah.
Holy smoke, his goal against Mexico. Like the commentators was like, I literally didn't think that was going to happen. Like
the second goal was a beautiful goal too. Like the assist from Messi.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, I mean, Messi scoring is the picture there, is the big deal.
Because like, I feel like this could go like, what if Saudi wins? Then they're in goal different.
If you were like, my answer, honestly, I think Argentina wins and Saudi wins against Mexico and they go through.
Okay. See, like I could see that. I think Mexico is the more talented team. I think they did play pretty decent against Argentina.
Honestly, I don't.
They're just like dirty.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Saudi wins, but I feel like that game's going to end in either Saudi winning or a draw. I just don't see Mexico winning that game. So even if Saudi draws and Argentina wins, they still go through depending on goal differential.
Yeah.
Depending on goal, but I think that group is just the top 3 teams. I think Mexico's done. I think it's a huge disappointment for Mexico. I hate it because Tata Martinez was my coach for Atlanta United, but I think they're just done. I don't see them pulling off enough because they need to win plus a lot of goals. Like they can't win 1-0. They have to win with a lot of goals.
And I think
Or they
I feel like
they have to have the win.
Argentina, when they played them, like I think it's also important to say that Argentina has the most, like Messi is the most pressured player in this tournament.
Yeah.
This is his last chance, and
Yeah.
they're favorites. And the fact that they came out and lost to Saudi, I think like they just need to get in a better rhythm of finishing goals. Right?
Yeah.
Mexico held their own pretty much against them. It literally took beauty and brilliance from Messi on both of those goals for them to lose. Like they're not facing Messi all the time.
In the final third for Mexico, they just didn't have what they needed, I felt like. And I don't know if they're going to have enough because even if they win by 2-0, like if Poland doesn't get blown out, they still might not go through. Like they're relying purely on Argentina winning like 3-0. Which is
I feel like we've seen crazy.
It's just too much pressure, I feel like. It's just too much pressure, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I see that.
We'll see. So moving on to whoever they'll play in Group D. France is clinched. They have looked damn good. Mbappe, that is scary.
He's not playing. He's not playing around.
And I think that's another reason why Argentina needs to win their group. Because if not, then he has to play Mbappe.
To my point, I think that's why. Yeah.
But so France is through. They're pretty much the first seed. Like unless they lose 6-0 pretty much because they have a goal differential of 4 right now and the rest are all in negatives. So even if they lose 1-0, they're still fine. Like it would take more craziness than the Mexico winning it to advance than them dropping a second. So France wins that group. Let's just go ahead and say it.
And then Tunisia is out.
Yeah.
Like, do we see him because the games are France, Tunisia, Australia, Denmark?
I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be France and Australia. I don't think Denmark's going to be able to pull off. They have to win. I mean, it's just simple as that. They can't draw. They have to win, which I think them playing Australia is a better thing than them playing like France or Tunisia. Because if they had to like wait to see if like, you know, the Australia stuff, how like US did today, like it works in their favor. They just know if they win, they're in.
Yeah.
Which I just don't. I didn't watch too in depth the Denmark games. I'll be honest, just because. I watched the France one, but against Tunisia, I was like, I'm half asleep.
I'm good. Yeah.
I think France, Australia go through how they are right now.
Okay. This whole World Cup, man, has just been like surprises.
Oh yeah,
Saudi, Japan.
Next group we're about to get to, but so
Morocco. Like, so I think I wouldn't be surprised. I think this is going to be a great game, Australia, Denmark tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be a great game because both teams are going to try to score. I think they have.
And they both, try to win.
But so whoever France plays, if they play Argentina, I'm not going to say they win for sure because it is Messi, and who knows? Like Argentina still is one of the favorites. But if France plays either Poland or Saudi, I think they're through to the round of 8 for sure. Either way, I think if Argentina plays anyone but France, they're through for sure. But if they play France, then I don't know. That's
and I think this is to the point of like maybe why I see Argentina putting up hella goals against Poland is because to your like Saudi and Argentina making it through, Saudi would be pretty much tied with them. So like they just and I don't know, like if maybe Saudi puts up 3 and then Argentina only puts up 2, like they'll be tied in goal differential, but they have the loss.
Yeah.
So like I feel like they're just going to come out and score.
I think
4 or 5.
Yeah. I think they need to win the group for them to feel more safe, but I do agree with that. Good.
And then Australia, that would be pretty. Like Argentina or Australia, like they just need those easy ones. But this group, what is happening?
Okay, so where to start? Japan right now. Wow. I mean, Japan has to play Spain. That's the one problem for them now.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Spain's gonna go through. That's just simple facts. Do I see? And the thing is, here's the thing. If Spain beats Japan, flat out wins, and Germany wins, Germany's in. But
Yeah.
if Spain and Japan draw, which would be a huge deal, and Germany wins with only one goal, like if they win by one, they're not through. Like so, and I feel like
There's so many
this
things.
was the group. I feel like if I told you at the beginning of like the World Cup, I said here's the group, you just said Spain, Germany, easy,
Oh,
easy, with Japan
1000%.
being fourth and Costa Rica being third, and now it's it's anyone's like this group. Costa Rica and Germany can't go through. That's the good news for Spain. But I mean, like, if Japan upsets them, we could have Spain. We could have Spain and Germany out before the round of 16.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
mean,
how
like,
great was their matchup, Spain and Germany?
oh,
How
it was
great.
wonderful, wonderful.
Beautiful
I
soccer.
mean, Germany needed that goal late though. Like, if they had a loss, it was done for them. Like, they had to.
100%. And then Spain, this is just a competing who Japan and Costa Rica, and it would be Costa Rica, but it just makes everything so interesting.
I honestly don't know who's going through this group. I think
Because Spain hasn't looked great.
I mean, given they looked great against Costa Rica, but also
But
Costa Rica, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I were just to put money on it, I'm picking Spain and Germany because I'm not going against the powerhouses. But at the same time, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like the safe bet is to say those two. But I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
who's going to be first, who's going to be second. That group is still. I'm excited for that. That's going to be Thursday. Can't wait for those games.
Thursday, and those are the first, I believe,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah, those
first
will be
set
10
of
a.m.
games.
10 a.m.
I like the simultaneous.
Well, yeah,
Whatever.
I had a buddy text me earlier. He was like, "Why are the games at the same time?" And I was like, "It's like decision day when it comes to MLS and like Premier League stuff. How like you play at the same time. That way you can't, like okay, we don't have to win. No worry, we're just gonna throw whatever, blah blah blah."
And it
Because
makes it exciting for us,
I
man.
honestly also I saw like I don't remember which World Cup, but I saw somewhere they were explaining like the exact time. Like there was one World Cup where like both teams they were playing the later game and the earlier game had happened and like they knew the result and they were like neither of us care about this match. Like it doesn't matter. So
Right.
like they literally just like it was just a stalemate at that point. It was like it does not matter. Like once like the team like it was like okay, just kick the like they just didn't care. So that's the next World Cup is when they swap it, which I love. It makes it so
I
much
love
better.
it.
Group F. I feel like this is the weakest group of all.
For sure.
So sad for
And
Canada.
Belgium.
So sad for Canada. It does
Poor
like it
babies.
hurts me to see them like it hurts me because like they got their first World Cup gold ever and like it just didn't matter. Like do I see them upsetting someone tomorrow like when they play on Thursday? No. I think they lose also, so I feel like who is it that plays? Is it Croatia that plays them, right?
Canada, Morocco,
Okay.
Croatia, Belgium.
Okay, so they're playing Morocco. That's right. So I think Morocco gets an easy 3 points on this one, which puts Morocco in. The other game, I toss up. Like both these teams have looked decent. They haven't looked amazing on either one. So I think Morocco's in the driver's seat on this one. I feel like because of them playing Canada last, which
Right.
it's lucky for them. But
luck of the draw, you can't control it. But Croatia, Belgium is going to be interesting. I love the way Croatia plays because their midfield's so strong, and I feel like if you have a solid midfield, these powerhouses up front, that you could combat that.
Yeah.
By just possession and controlling the game. But Belgium hasn't looked super great.
Yeah, and the scary part is whichever those two win that game, you're playing possibly Spain or Germany.
Yeah.
Or Japan or Costa Rica, but like it blows my mind the World Cup. I love it because
we don't know. We don't know.
We have no clue. Well,
maybe Belgium wakes up and they're just like they're Belgium.
Yeah.
Like what if they just wake up and they're Belgium?
It's possible. We do have a clue on though is that Brazil's through. Brazil's in.
result is in.
I think they've clinched first in the division already. Maybe.
Yes.
Because who are they playing? They're playing. God, I should know this. I can't remember who they've already.
They're playing Serbia.
That's right. So
Or no, they're playing. Brazil's playing Cameroon. Serbia, Switzerland.
that's right. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't. Unless Brazil loses and Switzerland wins by like 4, which is very unlikely. So yeah, Brazil's first, which could get to a really spicy second round or round of 16 on things. But I like Switzerland to finish this out. I don't see Switzerland losing. I think Brazil, Switzerland go through this one. Honestly,
I think so too. I think you win and go in for these
Yeah.
last 2 games. If you draw, like Serbia can't come out and draw, so that both teams aren't going to be playing for the draw. Because like, what if like crazier things happen and like Brazil loses and then Switzerland could get first? So I feel like they're gonna go for the win.
Yeah.
Switzerland just comes out on top, and I
Yeah.
think it stays the same order. I mean, Neymar, I didn't see any updates.
I think he might be able to come off the bench. I don't think you're going to start him, but also, I mean, they have until Friday, so so he might be ready. But
Who knows?
his ankle did not look good after that first game.
It was
Looked like
it was
Looked like a
ridiculous.
freaking balloon. The last group though, Portugal's in. Ronaldo claimed.
Beautiful.
Okay, did Ronaldo score that in your opinion?
I mean,
But the hair wasn't even touching it. The hair wasn't even touching it. Like when I first saw that and I saw him, like I thought he was pointing to the guy who crossed it, and I was like, no, he's claiming it. I was like, he did like it. It looks. I was like, whatever. But I mean, they're through for sure. Do I like Ghana finishing this out?
I'm so beyond disappointed in Uruguay. Who's what's the matchups in this one? Ghana, Uruguay, and
Yeah.
Portugal, South Korea. Also, are we going to talk about the South Korean lineup?
No, it's Portugal, Ghana.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is because no, my bad. Sorry, I'm reading. I was looking at the first day of games. I actually scrolled all the way back in my. I was like, wait, why is there a score line next to it already?
Portugal, South Korea. So South
Yeah.
Korea's out.
Yeah, no, their lineup.
I was like, the Italian commentator.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Yeah.
I think it's another situation. Ghana, Uruguay, whoever wins goes in.
I think
Uruguay could play and play well.
I think Uruguay can. Like the last bid against Portugal, they looked good. It just was just a bit too late. I think Uruguay is going to beat Ghana though.
Yeah.
To get second, I do. But at the same time, Ghana is known in the past, especially against the U.S., to pull off these upsets. So, but no, I think Portugal and Uruguay probably go through, just because Uruguay is going to win. I think at least.
Sure.
But South Korea could play spoiler purely to goal differential like spots, like for if Portugal loses. But I mean, because if they lose 1-0 and Uruguay wins 3-0, then actually I think it has to be 4-0. So it has to be another crazy thing like Mexico and stuff where it has to be an insane amount of goals for it to matter. So, and then
I'm excited.
I mean that if that works out, you're having Uruguay play Brazil in the round of 16,
which makes sense, and then Portugal facing Switzerland.
Yeah,
and I think the round of 16 should go the way we expect. But honestly, nothing this World Cup has
if you were to given we haven't talked and haven't voiced any like thoughts since before the World Cup, if you were to pick your finals now at this point, who are you picking? Because I mean, given it's rough because we don't have the exact bracket yet. So like the winner of Group C will be on like the U.S. side. So it's like tough. But if you were to just pick like the teams that you still think are gonna make it the finals, if you could.
I'm gonna have to say, we'll see how, like, out of the powerhouses, or like like Argentina, yes. Belgium, if they win, I think they could still pull it off. Spain, I think, is one of them. I don't think Germany is.
No.
Portugal, yes. Um, Brazil, absolutely. England, yeah. Like,
I think that's the one thing I'm not on. I don't see like I as good as England was in a couple games, I don't think they're gonna make it. I feel like they're gonna go out early. But I think that's just me. But like you said, yeah. Portugal, I could see it. Brazil for sure. Depending on where Argentina gets seated against, like if they happen to play France, that's gonna be tough. But
right.
Argentina could, France could. I think England goes out early. US, it really just depends on the health of Pulisic.
To win it all.
I'm just saying if
US
they're gonna
versus
make a
Brazil.
run, it depends on his health.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not saying, let me specify this now. I'm not saying he's Messi level, but like he runs the US's offense when it comes to crosses and like.
Yeah, he's the Messi for our team.
Yeah, nowhere near close. Let's be clear, not close.
Right.
But
there's levels to it. But
yeah.
he does what Messi does for us.
Spain, Spain maybe. I want to see them play another big team. Like yes, they play Germany, but I want to see them playing a team that's hot right now. I want to see how that goes against.
Yeah.
Poland or Saudi, whichever one makes it through. I don't think that really matters. I think they're both going to go out probably in the 16th round or the round 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if Netherlands beats US, maybe they make a run. But I think Seagal's out. Netherlands possibly. But if I were to pick like 4 teams in the finals, I would like to see. I wish we knew the whole bracket just because it would make it easier to.
Like who's going to face who? So maybe like Spain's knocks out Germany or whatever. Yeah. Like Spain knocks out whoever. But, we will have to probably just do a special pod or something before the group stages and like put money on it. $30, $40, whatever it is.
Because Saturday is the start of
those games.
Yeah, so we would be a couple days late. Like we would actually.
We would know who made it out.
We're already going to know who's in the round of 8 at that point.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start. The last game is actually we would know all but 2 because Tuesday there's still matches. So it depends what day we do the pod, but we'll figure something out. Yeah.
But as we like kind of wrap up, like I just want to know what was the goal so far that just made you.
So the scissor bike, whatever that you had from Portugal in the first match.
Okay.
An amazing goal. But who was it that, let me see if I can find. Who is it that played God, I forgot that Cameroon and Serbia and the Ghana, South Korea games yesterday were crazy high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
The first Morocco goal against Belgium, that free kick from that angle, that for some reason just has me in awe still.
Okay.
Like
that's a good one.
It's a good one because it wasn't a top bins, but he put it perfectly where it died right in front of the Belgium keeper, who's a very good keeper. That's the other thing. That the fact that it was against Qatar, however you pronounce his name, I probably butchered it. I know
Timothy
I did.
Courtois.
Yeah. But just the angle of it was just, and the defender made sure he got enough of the way, but out of the way at the same time, so he wasn't considered a part of the play. That goal, I just feel like it was a beautiful set piece goal, which I love.
That's a good one.
But at the same time, you've had some bangers. Like the second goal for Argentina against Mexico was a beautiful one, and then what was the one that had the keeper looking at it?
That was.
Was that the Brazil against Switzerland? I think so. But where the keeper looked to his left and was just oh wow. There's been some bangers.
I have to say my favorite goal was the Carlson for Brazil chip up that he did, and he did
Uh,
this little
yeah,
side,
that's what I'm saying. That one was, I mean, that one skill wise is the best.
like it was just so classy and kind of showboaty in a
Yeah,
way. Like, oh, let me just flick this up in there and then do it by like
yeah,
I created my own
it
bicycle.
was beautiful.
That was a great
Um,
one. But that Morocco game, that free kick, I mean, top. I even think Messi's like fizzling like
yeah, I mean that
grounder
ball.
ball that
Yeah, I mean
that was
it was yeah.
perfect.
I mean, there's so
Also,
many
Ochoa is
options.
just so great at a goalkeeping during the World Cup.
Yeah,
The fact that he broke the. I was telling my cousin who I was watching the game with, like, whoever scores first is just the floodgates are going to open.
yeah.
And
I mean,
I
shout
mean,
out to.
Messi just did it.
I mean, let's not forget like the save he had in the first game for Mexico, like that on the PK. Like Lewandowski's finally got his goal. Congrats to him. But I mean,
But not against when he shot. He could have had
yeah.
an extra goal.
I mean,
But
he had a PK, dude. Like, well, what's your biggest shock, I think, so far? Like, if you were to say your biggest shock right now of the tournament, not necessarily like game or whatever, just like biggest shock. So you could pick team, you could pick one game specifically, you could pick whatever you want.
if we're going to go based off of shock, I like the team that's I'm shocked about is Germany. But I mean, we have to say Argentina, Saudi.
I think that one's up there, but I think the 7-0 Spain Costa Rica, like to put a 7-7 up on there on the first match of your World Cup. Like I expected Spain to win that game, but not 7-0. I mean, you could also pick the Japan Germany upset. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, no,
but
Saudi beating Argentina was a huge upset. I mean, huge upset.
the team got Rolls. Everyone on the team got a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
We're beating them. They shut down the country because the country didn't even believe in them.
No,
Like it's just insane, and
the
they can
amount
make
of
it out of the group stage.
also the amount of gifts and like memes my friends are sending me, like of Arab people, and they're like, "This is you." I'm like, "Okay, this is enough. I don't need any more of these."
You should.
There, there's so many. It's not even funny.
My dad was sending me so many memes of Messi,
Yeah.
just like in like the Arabic clothes or like I was just like they partied. They
Yeah.
partied.
All right. Let's finish it up on some fun stuff now. So this
Okay.
will actually you had no clue bring this. Who's taking Golden Boot? There's a few people with 3 goals already. Some of them aren't in the tournament anymore, so like Ecuador's guy, he's gone. Um,
Yeah, and then Valencia. You know what, man? I want to see. I I think the Golden Boot is going to go to whoever lasts the longest because, like,
I agree with that. Like if you were to look at it, just looking at it, you're gonna be like Mbappe. The man's just gonna keep popping off. But how long will France make it?
if France faces Argentina and Messi makes it through, I would say Messi. I would say Messi.
I'm going with the goat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with Messi.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Messi, and
Yeah. I
I'll
mean,
live. I'll live and die by him. At the end of the
if
day,
Argentina is gonna win the World Cup, Messi's taking home Golden Boot. I think that's what it
yes,
requires.
couldn't have said it better. Literally couldn't have said it better. I mean, yeah, but and like Mbappe is just Mbappe.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna
23
be.
years old. He's my age.
Yeah. He's doing some good stuff for his life.
Good God, and that just sitting out. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the Messi pick. I mean, we're
Diehard. I mean,
yeah.
I have him right there.
He's the goat. It is what it is. Like I'm not even gonna try to hide it.
But he just needs to stop being passive and he needs to take control of the game. There's too many times
Yeah.
I feel like he's similar to LeBron in the sense of he's team first. But like he just needs to sometimes just like pull up what he like did against Sevilla and run down the sideline and score that banger by himself. Like he just needs to do it sometimes.
I think once he gets out of the group stages and like if they play France first off, I think he knows he's gonna have to like let me throw a little weight in the backpack. Let me backpack a little harder. Like
let me go into God mode.
yeah,
and
like
then beat
I think
France.
depending on who he plays, he knows what he has to do. So I think getting out of the group stages is all that matters right now. So he's gonna do whatever. Like also like they're not out for sure yet. So like he might just be like, okay, let me go ham right now.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued because I mean, there's so many more there's so many possibilities still. Like, there's only a few teams that like are legit out. Like, there's so many the way the groups can work, which I feel like it's what we want
Right.
as soccer fans, is or football, depending where you watch it. Apologize, but we did tie England, so we can say soccer for at least 1 year. It's in our right now. I spoke to some of my English friends; they were not happy with me, but I'm okay with it because you tied. That's like if you were to put like Georgia Bulldogs against like a high school team, the high school team tying. You have the right to flex.
Oh,
A tie is okay.
1000%.
Um, but dude, I'm excited. We're definitely gonna try to get back to the weekly pods. We are sorry for our failures, just so much. We're not making
Life.
excuses. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But Deed's fault.
It is my fault. It is my fault. I'll admit it.
No, it's our fault. It's our fault. Listen,
It's
we are
our.
this together. I will take credit just as much. Yeah. That looked painful. I won't lie.
I can't see out of both eyes now. I'm blind. I'm blind. But
Oh.
we're back, baby, and World Cup is here, and it's everything I thought of it was going to be. And I mean, we need to get to sleep so we can wake up early and maybe do some work before the games, and then just watch the game.
I gotta get some work done before 10 o'clock tomorrow.
I only have 2 windows of opportunity to watch games or to do work. It's right before the 10 o'clock, and then literally from noon to 2, and then like after it, it's just like I have to wait.
Like, if it's a blowout, you're like, okay, cool. Wait, no, there's a second match on. I can't even get back to work. There's another match right now that I have to care about.
But, exactly.
And to think that in 4 years it's gonna be here.
That has to be a separate pod.
That's gonna. I mean, listen. Who knows what's gonna happen in the next 4 years? We might just collapse and burn, or we, be a phoenix and rise up from the ashes and see what happens. Listen, who knows? It's the best analogy I can get right now. The lack of sleep I've had lately.
And on that note, we're gonna be like a phoenix tomorrow morning, and we'll catch those games. Much love, like and subscribe, and we'll be in touch.
Peace.